evening, people. Lovely little night ride for the old VFR1200. Just giving you a feel for some nice evening ambient cruising. Won't be a long video. Oh, that's a little bit late again. 8 PM, 12 degrees Celsius, and I'm a little bit lazy and useless. Should be warmer, should be earlier. But anyway, here we have it. Just put my new windscreen on, and by new I mean it's not new, but slow down for the old radar. It's what I've decided to throw back on because I've just been getting an absolute gutful of the OEM variety, as in it's a zero gravity screen, it's a tinted screen, smoked screen, dark smoke perhaps even maybe. It goes across as per usual without this bubble on here. And it's not the nature of the windscreen that annoys me, it's the nature of the brand. Zero gravity, at least in this model. It is an unbelievably shit windscreen. The fit and finish is just pathetic. Don't know if you can pick it up here at night, but there are some trim pieces here on the inside running along here, give it a nice clean finish. You can't put them on with the zero gravity. You've got the bloody naked bolts sitting there. Just anyway, I hate that windscreen. I love it, I just don't like the brand, and I can't at this stage find a knockoff. When I say knockoff, I literally mean knockoff, because this beautiful black behemoth of a screen is actually a $50 Alibaba special, and it is about 635 times better quality for $50 off Alibaba than a zero gravity manufactured brand name screen, which cost I can't remember how much, 170 or something. Absolute garbage. The only issue with this thing here is that it's black. I would like to get a smoked version of this, but the only one I could find is unfortunately a clear screen. So black it is. Actually, I'm not hating the old bubble again. Yeah, it's not bad. Not so sure about the wind noise because I do have the visor open at the moment. The visor is slightly down now, definitely a bit quieter. And now the visor is fully closed. I generally ride my bikes even up to a reasonable amount maybe over the speed limit, highway speed limit. I do it with the visor open. I might have the internal sun shield down, but generally the visor will be still cracked and open. If I really want to give it a bloody wrap, then I'll close the visor. So for now I'll pop this thing back open if you don't mind. Yeah, I'm wearing a bit of a dodgy set of gloves here tonight. I'm wearing my old Ducatis, and I'm not too happy about it because I was never really even a big fan of them when I did fucking have my Ducati. And these were the only gloves, along with a set of Alpine Star Summers that I had. I seem to have misplaced a pair of Machna wet rain gloves, which are also substantially fine, albeit not heavy and overly insulated, fine for let's say even down to 5 degrees Celsius riding. I've used those gloves all the way down to about 2 degrees on an early morning ride one morning, and well, they will handle 5 degrees. Certainly at 2 I started to get a little bit nippy, but anyway, long story short, I like those gloves. Just can't find them. I'm not having a great sense of dexterity on this bike with these fucking gloves. Anyway, what do you do? Having a bit of an issue finding the bloody indicators with my thumb, because it's yeah, it's been hard. I don't want to spend $150 something plus on another set of bloody gloves, because you just know you're going to find them as soon as you buy a new set. I can't think anywhere else where it would be other than at home, but I just can't find the bloody things. So these Ducati piece of shit gloves will have to do. I do have another set of winter rain gloves by Machna, but they're a bit too much. They would do for 2 degrees easy, but I've got grip puppies on here which make the grips a little bit wider, and with big fat winter gloves you lose again a lot of dexterity. I could push it, and I was not probably going to make it anyway. Handbrake on. Yes, handbrake. In case you haven't picked up so far. No clutch. This is a DCT version. I've got 2 DCT bikes. Honda Goldwing as well. Right, the old monster. That's my old Ducati, except of course I had a red one. And in case you didn't know it also, Ducati monsters in Australia are pretty much lambs bikes, learners bikes. CC limited, 659. Anyway, I still ride this bike like it's a manual. It's got paddle shifters on what would have been the clutch side, plus and minus as per usual. It's not an automatic. It's an automatic in the same regards that it's the same as a car. It's a dual clutch transmission, but it's not actually a technical automatic transmission. Long story short, you use a plus and a minus. You can stick it into auto. It's now an auto. I can't help myself. Obviously, it's a habit, you see. I always downshift as I brake. I think as anybody on a mountain motorbike will do. And as soon as you downshift on this bike, it takes it straight out of auto mode anyway. See? It's just gear. Press that, now it's drive. There's also sports mode, obviously. No? Oh. Okay, so yeah, that's manual, auto, so it's in auto. And with the thumb, there you go, S. Now it's in sports mode. But I don't really use auto on this bike. I use auto on the Goldwing sometimes. Well, that's the end of the ride. Might be a part 2 on the way home. Hell of a lot worse ways of getting to the gym than on a V4 Honda VFR1200. It's a lovely old bike to commute with. It's an absolute commuting beast. Oh, it's too big, it's too heavy, it's too blah 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 blah. Mate, maybe you need to do this. Maybe you do need to go to the gym a bit more. I don't find it a heavy bike at all. It's not light, don't get me wrong. It's definitely not light. But it is definitely a good old commuter. Whew. There you go. The big rig. That's how you get to the gym, with grace and with pace. Oh, I love this bike. Dual clutch transmission. It's no surprise they put this bike on the service book for Honda for many years, and still do. You buy a 2022 bike, 2021 bike, it will have the picture of the VFR1200 on the cover. So, an iconic flagship bike. Must go. Time to get huge. Catch you on the next ride, guys.